Well, I'm on the phone with Ellsworth football coach Duane Crawford, as we are every Monday and Thursday during football season. And, Coach, a big week for you this week, home against Mountain View. Tell us, if you would, how have practices gone this week?
We've had a great week of practice. We've everything has been pretty smooth and crisp, and it's actually one of the better weeks we've had. So it's been obviously the weather's been nice, and we've gone out there, and the kids have executed well with the game plan we put in, and so I'm looking forward to tomorrow night.
A little bit difficult this week because of soccer matches and a track match, track and field event happening on the football field tonight. It's kind of limited your ability to use the football field. Well,
ironically, with everything that's going on, the football team has been using the soccer field for practice.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so it gives us room to move. Our practice field on the softball field where we normally practice is just not adequate. We can't really do much of anything up there. So we've been walking over to the soccer field and using that, and we can get in special teams and get in pass game every night. So it's worked out well. And tonight we'll still be down on the football field with the track meet because they just run around us. So
okay.
They don't get in the way.
You got to watch out for shot puts and discus and javelins and things like that.
Yeah, it's pretty much running. They don't do any
okay.
stuff. So we're good. They just run around the perimeter and we're good. So no, it's been a good week of practice. We've had some kids out with this continual bug thing that's going around, and Chris Fickett was out the beginning of the week with a rib injury from Saturday's game, but he's been cleared to play, so he was back last night. And so yeah, it's been good, and the kids, they're a young group, but they respond well, and I've been a little tougher on this group of kids than I have other groups, and I told them last night, I said, that's typically not me. I'm a pretty patient guy, and don't get too worked up. But if if I'm yelling at you, you know that I think you could do it, and I want you to work on your game and get better. If I'm not yelling at you, then there's probably a reason for that. So either you're doing it well, or you just can't do it. One of the two. So it's been a good week of practice, and tomorrow night's supposed to be a beautiful night. So we'll go out there and play Mount View, and they're another one of those teams that we need to execute well and play our best to be able to compete with them. But if we go out there and do everything that we can do, regardless of how much older they are than us, and we can play a competitive game. Even though you're a young team now, I mean, you've got they have 5 varsity games experience, so the season moves quickly, but at least they're getting that on-the-job training. They are, and that's what I tell them, is that, we're taking our lumps now, but you're getting valuable experience that a lot of other players aren't getting when we're facing these teams that are senior laden. You've got a lot of underclassmen that are standing on the sidelines, not getting that valuable game experience, and it truly is, something you can't teach in practice. It's when you're out there and you're playing at game speed, and you're learning on the job, as it were. It's not something. It's difficult to run a look team. In fact, our look teams are pretty much walkthrough because there's such a disparity between look players and varsity players that you really don't get much accomplished if you're out there, banging away with players that haven't played before or are really new at the game. And so, everything on that side of the ball is a walkthrough. And when we run offense, the look defense is just holding bags. And of course, this time of year, you don't want to risk injury in a practice. So you're scaling back on the contact that you have anyway. And the JV played Monday, so they had a game Monday, and they got a lot of work in that night. And so everything during the week is X's and O's, and while there is minor contact, it's really scaled back. So. And as you mentioned, the weather is supposed to be good. I mean, it's been warm during practice. I mean, to hit high 60s, 70,
yesterday in Ellsworth. I mean, that's draining still at this time of the year.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's you're still out there in your short sleeves, and the kids are really working up a lather out there, working hard. So it's the antithesis is rain and cold and wind, and I'll take this any day.
No doubt, no doubt. I mean, I was down there for the soccer game last night, and I left Ellsworth at 8 o'clock, and I had a sweatshirt on, and I had sleeves rolled up, and it was like, man, we'll be loving this come the end of the month. Yeah,
no, and tomorrow night, I'm not sure. I've heard that it's going to be warm tomorrow night.
Lows around 50.
Oh, it's going to be around 50 during.
Well, that's at night. I mean, so highs in the upper 60s during the day, going down into the low 50s. So it is warmer.
Yeah, and that'll be one of those things that Mount View has got a few more bodies than we do, and Haggie runs a great program, and if they're able to substitute on warmer nights, that's gonna be a detriment to us, because we have less bodies we could put in the game to give those guys a rest. So, and then the other thing again, of course, is playing against older, bigger kids that have been through this a few more years and are used to it. So, with a quality program like that coming in, we've really got to make sure that we optimize everything we do, not make mistakes, not turn the ball over, and if it was 80 or 85 degrees like it was when we kicked off at Orono a few weeks ago, I'd really be worried. But with the cooler weather, the kids should be good out there.
You're gonna have a team dinner tonight?
We have team dinner tonight, which is always, Brenda Jordan puts that on, and we have a bunch of parents that help out and bring food in, and it's a really great thing for the kids, because they get together and sit down, and they all get a good meal, and it's one of those team bonding things, and not that we haven't already bonded, because they've been together now for 9 weeks plus, right. But not counting all the summer stuff that we've done, but it's a good chance to sit down, and they get to eat together, and they really enjoy it, and so it's a nice thing that the parents put together, and we started this probably, I think, 3 years ago or so. Yeah, and it's been a lot of fun.
If you win the toss, do you elect to receive, or are you going to kick off?
I'm not sure for tomorrow night. We probably will take the ball, because I like to. It's. I think we've talked about this before. It's one of those things that you take the ball and then you have to kick it off in the second half, and that didn't work well with Dexter last week, because they onside kicked and we didn't recover. In fact, we did that 2 out of 3 kicks, so we struggled with that. But that's something we've worked on all week long, so hopefully that's not going to be an issue tomorrow night. I like to be able to set the tone and go out there and try to move the ball first thing and get some positive momentum going, and we probably will do that. But once again, it's probably going to be a game time decision.
Are you practicing on Monday, Columbus Day, or are the boys going to have that day off?
No, we're going to take that day off.
Okay.
Yeah, well, definitely. Mondays are typically a JV night and walkthrough for the varsity players. And this past Monday, we actually brought the JV down before their game, so that we could go through some of the install stuff, so we could get a jump on the week. And they had a 5 o'clock game, so they had some time to kill. And we went from about 3:30 to 4 with, I say JV, some of them play
both ways, yeah,
offense, and some of them play defense. So when they go to the JV side, we try to play them only in the positions that they haven't played if they play varsity. So, but we brought them all in so that we could run through some of the game plan for this week, and that was positive for us, because it actually gave us a little jump on Tuesday night. But this week, there'll be 3 games left after this. We'll be going to Stearns after this one, and I think Monday will be a welcome break for everybody and get them a little downtime.
All right, Coach. Have a good game on Friday night. Good luck, and we'll talk to you on Monday and find out how everything went.
Okay. Thanks, Chris.